to emphasize the rights of persons with disabilities to coexist with their counterparts without disability on an equal basis with other, emphasizing their rights to political, economic, and social inclusion, recognizing the fact that disability, as it were, is a social construct, and when that is viewed from the lens that it's society that makes disability, then society also needs to find a way of appreciating the diversity of humanity and allowing everyone within their space to contribute to growth of society as much as they could. And like you said, since 2011, we have had a bit of history. This will be the 14th in its role of celebrating the International Day of Persons with Disabilities with a lecture themed Rights Above Charity lecture. Like you also noted, the celebration is on the 3rd of December, which is Wednesday, December 3rd. And we have also planned to have activities, not just a lecture. We have a rally and also a lecture to commemorate this year's UN Day for Persons with Disabilities.
Beautiful. Executive Director, Christopher Otero Foundation. Your organization has been a big ally of the disability community, and you have participated in several International Day for Persons with Disabilities. How significant is that day for you? And why do you always partner with the community to celebrate that day?
Well, I will answer that question by saying we are not just allied, we are parts of the disability community. Because we don't just see ourselves as partners, but we are also part of that community. And that day, the way we see Christmas is the way I and my people see that very day. It's a big day because that day is created to create awareness to the society, because the way the public view people with disability in this part of the world is not that too encouraging, and we need more sensitization. We need more pushing of the importance of everyone identifying with persons with disability. You can rightly hear what the rundown Barrister Melody made just now concerning the UN and all the rest. All the UN is trying to do to make sure that more awareness are being created. And I thank God for this year's theme. It's talking about inclusion, right? And we are looking for total inclusion, 100% inclusion. We want people's perception concerning those who are living with disability to change, because either we like it or not, one way or the other, somebody out there will also join the community. Some may join by age. By the time they begin to age, they have become, they've joined the community of people with disability. You understand what I'm saying? And that's the reason why our people out there, their mindsets need to be changed. And I pray this year, the message, I pray it goes far beyond our targets. And the Living Above Charity lecture, Rights Above Charity lecture is also another means of reaching people. And I want to appreciate NAVID for that initiative, because it has really done so much in educating the people, and not just the people in authority. I've also learned so much about people with disability through that lecture. And as I rightly said, every 3rd of December is more like a Christmas to me, because it gives me joy seeing everybody going out there to tell the world that we are the same with those who perceive to be those who don't have disability. All right. You understand?
Yes. Thank you so much. I know that at the level of NAVID, the International Day for Persons with Disabilities is not just a mere ceremony. For the past 14 years, you've used that program to drive specific advocacy. You've used it to start certain campaign. What's the vision for this year? What are you targeting this year? What's the message? What's the central theme for this year's celebration?
All right, thank you. In 2011, when we started, the campaign was, we do not want issues of disabilities to be viewed as mere charity. It should not. I recall vividly the first speech I made on that day, while talking to His Excellency, the then Governor of Edo State, Adams Oshiomhole, who incidentally is now the senator representing Edo North Senatorial District. I said, yes, he recognizes the disability community, but we do not want...
I recall he was present at that event.
He was present. He inaugurated the Rights Above Charity lecture, and we told him that this should go beyond the benevolence of any individual. And one way to do that is to institutionalize the rights of persons with disability by having a disability right law in place. And then we started a campaign that led to an executive bill to have a disability right law being transmitted to the House of Assembly in 2012, which of course wasn't passed then. Where, thank God, by 2023, after more than 10 years of repeated advocacy, we finally had a law, 2022 precisely. 2021, the Rights Above Charity lecture, which held at the Festival Hall in Government House, extracted a commitment, a deliberate commitment from the then governor of Edo State,
Godwin Obaseki.
Godwin Obaseki, that was it promising that in 2022 we will have a disability law. He said, he answered in the affirmative. And by July 28, 2022, a disability law was passed. We celebrated that and wanted a commission that the law created to be inaugurated by virtue of section 24 and 25 of the Edo State Persons with Disability Law. That was the focus of the 2024 Rights Above Charity lecture that was held on the 3rd of December last year. At the end of that program, a communique was issued calling on the newly inaugurated government in Edo State. By the way, the government just marked a year in the office, and our congratulations to him. We asked that as one of his first things to be done, and indeed for us a low-hanging fruit for the administration to take to achieve, was to inaugurate that commission. On the 26th of March this year, 2025, the Edo State Commission for Persons with Disability was inaugurated. You can see that there is a direct link between celebrating the International Day and using the platform of the Rights Above Charity lecture to demand certain strategic interventions of government in making society inclusive for persons with disability. For this year, 2025, we are celebrating the fact that we now have a commission. This will be the first time the disability community will be celebrating with a commission in place, saddled with the responsibility for their education, healthcare, and every other thing that is provided by the law.
All right.
And as a matter of fact, it's a joint celebration.
All right, we'll go into all of that. Okay. But we'll go on a quick break now. We'll come back from the break. We'll continue our conversation with the Executive Director, NAVID, and the Executive Director, Christabel Otuerero Foundation, Onome Otuerero. We'll go on a short break now, and we'll be back. Happy faces there, celebrating NAVID for those beautiful intervention. At the level of NAVID, we do our best to intervene in the lives of persons with disability. And just in case you love what we do, you want to support us to keep more smiles on the faces of many persons with disability in Edo State and in Nigeria at large, you can support us. Our account number is on your screen. Give the little you can to advance the cause of NAVID. I will go back to our conversation now. Don't forget, our conversation is on the International Day for Persons with Disability and the Rights Above Charity Lecture coming up on the 3rd of December. And with me in the studio is the Executive Director, NAVID, Melody Omosa, Executive Director, Christabel Otero Foundation, Onome Otero. Once again, gentlemen, welcome to Ages and Voices.
Thank you very much.
If you follow the theme of the International Day for Persons with Disability, something has been very constant in the theme. It is inclusion and access. Inclusion and access. How important is inclusion and access? And with the establishment of the Edo State Disability Commission, are we gradually moving towards inclusion and accessibility?
Well, for us to have inclusion in society, it needs to be particularly legislated on. And that's why we have the law for protecting the rights and interests of people with disability in the first place. Like I said earlier, was enacted in 2022. The commission to drive the implementation of that law was what was lacking. And I'm glad, like I said, in March this year, on the 26th of March this year, that commission was inaugurated. It is to drive inclusion, regulate the activities of government through its MDAs, ministry, department, and agency, ensure that there is inclusiveness in their programs and policy, and we have a watchdog at its way in the commission to ensure that all of this is made possible. The commission reached out to NAVID and to the Joint National Association of Persons with Disabilities, JONAPI, to say that they will want a joint celebration this year. And so for the first time, the Edo State Commission for Persons with Disabilities is working with NAVID to celebrate the Rights Above Charity Lecture this year. So both the Commission, NAVID, and JONAPI, we all are collaborating to have the 2025 Rights Above Charity Lecture. The lecture is fixed for Friday the 5th of December. But before then, there will be a rally on the 3rd, which is indeed the International Day. We'll have a rally, we'll go to Government House, show our appreciation to government on inaugurating the commission, and also charge government on what they should do better to ensure that the commission is effective. For the lecture itself, which is for the 5th of December, we have a topic from establishment to effectiveness, making inclusion the heartbeat of governance in Edo State. And we think that it is not just one of these bodies that should be put in place, but left not to carry out its statutory responsibility. Government must empower that commission to drive inclusion as far as programs and policies of the state is concerned. We have a lecturer, Professor Ngozi Unogbe. She is the Director of Research and Development in the University of Benin. She will be our keynote speaker on that day. If you permit me, His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Edo State, Senator Monday Okpeholo, has been invited as we said as the special guest of honor, and we have guaranteed that he will be with us. The one that started this process, the senator representing Edo North, who inaugurated the Rights Above Charity Lecture in 2011, will be with us on that day as the chairman of the occasion. So come the 5th of December at our usual venue. And by this day, I need to thank the management of Jasmine Gardens and Event Center, who every year yield to us their facility freely for persons with disabilities to come together and observe the International Day for Persons with Disabilities. So come the 5th of December this year, by 10 a.m., we all will be converged at the Jasmine Garden and Event Center on Airport Road by the Airport Entrance Gate, Benin City, to observe this day. We are sure that just as we have the commission come into force by virtue of our advocacy last year, we are going to see a difference in how government is going to run come 2026, and Edo State will be ready to set the pace for others to emulate as far as setting the agenda for inclusion as it regards persons with disabilities is concerned.
Beautiful. Mr. Nome, you belong to the civil society organization. How can we assist this commission to become more effective and not just become a dormant commission? What can the civil society do? How can we hold government and the commission accountable?
Yeah, as a member of the civil society, my advice is that the civil society can partner fully with the commission, and it's not all about criticism. Let's also look for a way to make the commission stronger, and also help in suggesting ideas that will move the commission forward, because it's new. This is what we fought for. Now it's here. So it's the duty of the civil society to partner with the commission and see how the commission get from where it is now to a higher ground, so that every child out there living with disability, every man, every woman, everyone with disability out there can benefit strongly from the commission.
Okay, I'm aware that there are like 14 states who have an existing commission for persons with disability, but some have argued that most of these commissions are mere welfareist organizations. How do we ensure that the Edo State Commission is different and focus more on the issue of rights than just being a welfareist commission?
Is that question for me?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you very much. Whether the commission is welfareist in their approach will be dependent on the law that sets it up. 15 states so far have either a commission or an agency that champions the issues of persons with disabilities in the 36 states, waiting for others to follow suit. About 23 states have a disability law in place. When the law is not made to be a right-based law, there you have a challenge. Don't forget that the National Disability Act, the Discrimination Against Persons with Disability Prohibition Act, was enacted in 2018. Before then, some states already have a disability law in place. And the advantage that those states have is that our law was tailored after the federal legislation, which by itself is a right-based law. And so it is not going to be, it's not a welfareist. It wasn't created to be a welfareist body, because issue of disability has evolved from being a charity base to being that of being a human right base. So that's why it's a disability right law that we are talking about here. So we do not think that working together with government, civil society, and keeping to the letters of the law, Edo State Commission will just be welfareist without addressing disability from the standpoint of rights. Yes.
All right, just take us through a rundown of some of the speakers that has participated in your event and what we look forward for Wednesday and Friday.
Like I mentioned, we have Professor Ngozi Onuegbe, a very dynamic, astute legal luminary. She will be speaking to us on the 5th of December. She is coming on the heels of several heavyweights. We have had people like Justice Peter Akihero on our platform. In fact, he was the first speaker. We have had Professor Eddie Eragbe of the University of Benin. We have had Barrister Femi Falana, SAN. We have had Professor Michael Uzekomen, SAN. Last year, we have Professor Yinka Omoregbe, former Attorney General Commissioner for Justice, Edo State, SAN. And several Dr. Osagi Obayuwana, several professors, legal luminaries, and people who have made their impact as far as they have held their own high intellectually in this country, whose voice cannot easily be drowned. We have had them on our platform. And so we are adding to that by bringing Professor Onuegbe this year. And just to round up, let's remember that on the 3rd of December, we are having the rally, and the convergence will be at the Ring Road, just by the House of Assembly. By 7 a.m., we are already gathering, and after that, we'll proceed and have a road rally on that day.
All right, like they say in local parlance, NAV itself not small for you to be able to pull all of this heavyweight to the program. We're looking forward to Wednesday, which is the rally, and Friday, which is the lecture. Do well to join us to celebrate the International Day for Persons with Disabilities. It's a wrap on the program today. Don't forget, this program came to you courtesy of Network for the Advancement of People with Visible Disability. NAV, gentlemen, thank you for coming on the program.
Thank you.
Till next week, spot the hitch and be a voice.
Certainly the best.
Thank you very much for joining us on the program, Healthy Living. What is the kidney?
The kidney is an excretory organ in the body, which is for metabolism.
Tuberculosis affects many organs in the body, but the common ones it usually affects is the lungs.
Epilepsy is a neurological problem.
Okay.
It is an injury in the brain which causes someone to begin to convulse, to go into fits.
It is curable, but the cure is a long-term thing.
If you eat well and avoid those risk factors that will make your immunity to be down, then the risk of contracting tuberculosis will be reduced.
If you're healthy, then you're wealthy.
ITV, certainly the best.
welcome to Youth Perspective on Independence Television. I am Joy Obaisiago. And as you know, on this special program, we talk about societal issues and then we'll look at them from the youth perspective. And today we are looking at the topic, breaking the siege of silence. I know you're probably wondering, breaking what silence? Yes, breaking the silence of abuse, the need to decenter the culture of abuse, and how survivors can actually overcome any form of shame. This discussion can be very, very triggering. That is a warning right there, and also very interesting. So stay with us. And when I say stay with us, I have here with me Naomi Agbonlaho. Thank you very much for joining me today on this program.
Good afternoon, Joy. Thank you for having me.
And I also have a very handsome man here with me. You know, I'm used to this one, Momo Lawa. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you, Joy, inviting me to your program.
Talking about abuse, you know, when you look at it, you see that there are different aspects. A lot of persons do not really understand abuse. We have physical abuse, we have emotional abuse, and you know, it might also interest you to know that, you know, neglect can also be an abuse. And today we're going to look at abuse. What does abuse really mean? A lot of people don't understand, and how can we actually, you know, see these signs? How can we understand that, okay, this thing that's happening around here is actually abuse? Naomi, what is actually abuse? How would you define abuse?
Okay. Thank you, Joy, for the question. For me, I would say an abuse is any force that you have on someone. It can be controlling, either mentally or emotionally, or even physically, overpowering someone, compelling them to do something they don't want to do, is an abuse for me.
Oh, wow. Mr. Momo, you want to add something to that?
Yeah, I think she said it all. Any act that intends to, you know, control or harm or intimidate another person, whether it is physically, emotionally, or mentally, one can also call that an abuse. Yeah, so that happens sometimes even in a relationship with people, even at the workplace. Abuse happens every now and then. It could come in different forms. It could be a form of maybe unwanted touches. It could be, you know, talking to people in ways that they do not even accept or they wouldn't like, you know. So that's different forms of abuse and how they can happen in our real life.
Yeah, so let's emphasize, because I'm very interested in sexual abuse.
Okay.
You've talked about, you know, treating people in a way that they don't really appreciate to be treated. So let's talk about sexual abuse, because some persons will be like, I'm trying to, you know, have a conversation with this person in terms of having to have a relationship with this person. At what point can someone actually, you know, recognize that this has gone beyond just me, you know, having to listen to this person and trying to see that this person wants to do a relationship with me?
Okay.
At what point do they really, you know, recognize, like I said, what are those signs? Those signs, like physically, can you just break it down for us?
For me, I think in a relationship, when you now see, it may come in small forms. I mean, when you see someone that is trying to control what you wear, you know, where you go to, who you are with, how much you even spend, it could start very small. Well, sometimes it can, you know, go in a big form and then it becomes an abuse. And you say, at what point do somebody now say that this is an abuse? You know, for me, I think consent generally is the line here. So when consent is abused or rather ignored or is not even considered, maybe you talk in the workplace. Let's take a workplace for example, and you're talking to a female colleague, and maybe I'm talking to a female colleague, and I hold her hand in a certain way that she said, I do not like this. That means she does not give consent to me holding her hand in such a way. I should be able to respect that and say, okay, I'm sorry, I apologize real quick, and you know, stop doing that act. You know, stop. It also happens with even male folks. You know, so sometimes the abuse is always shifted to the female gender. But for us male, you know, sometimes a lady may just come and, you know, want to hold you or touch you in certain ways that it's not what you like. It's not your thing. You know, so you can just, you know, quietly tell the person, I don't like this. So for me, when you now see signs like someone is trying to be controlling, intimidating, it could also be verbally, you know, saying things that can intimidate you verbally, trying to abuse you, or even, you know, sometimes they may even, you know, bring this whole abuse in form of a joke. You know, the harassment can come as a joke, an insultive joke, but then it's people are now, you know, it's just a joke, but then it could later now move into full-blown abuse.
Talking about consent,
Yeah.
and how can you actually reconcile consent and, you know, verbal abuse? Because that's something that you cannot, looking at it in reality, you think to an extent, can you actually control that? Naomi, you want to add something to that?
Yes, for me, I feel you can actually control your consent. Like you said, if someone is touching or talking to you in a manner you do not like, you have the right to say, I do not like this. Do not touch me. There should be a point where you learn to draw the boundaries. You get? And if you disrespect me for telling you that I do not like this, I have the right to do whatever I feel or whatever I feel is right at that particular time for me to do. If it's necessary, like using the workplace as an example, I can report it to a higher authority. Do you get? And if you happen to be the higher authority, I can actually draw the line of saying, okay, fine, if I don't want to come in contact with this person again, I just have to leave this environment, this vicinity, so it can stop. Really, there is actually a time where you can draw the line. And when you are drawing the line, be firm with your yes and be firm with your no. Let your no be your no. When you are saying your no, don't say, no, Joe, don't touch me again. Let you start, like, be firm with your word, like, no, I do not like this. When you are firm with your word and in the manner and approach in which you pass that message to the person, if the person is sensible enough, the person should be able to tell that, okay, fine, this particular person do not like this, then I should stop.
You want to add something?
I just adding to what she said, the no part. You know, sometimes this no, I've seen a situation whereby the no was not even pronounced. It was not even said because this victim was scared, like was astonished, was shocked that did it just happen? Why would this man just, you know, tap me in my butt? Did it just happen? So before the victim is even saying no, the person may think it's something that the person liked, that the lady liked. But then that fear that person is not able to speak up at that time does not mean consent. Okay, it doesn't mean that the person actually likes what he's doing. So it's always good to have clear communications to understand. I'm sorry, I was walking past you and I mistakenly tapped you. I didn't do that intentionally. And all of that. Maybe the lady can say, no, I like that. Don't worry, it's okay, it's good. Then that is consent. So it's no longer abuse. But when that is, you know, taking. Oh, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. You should understand that this person does not really like such an act or any play of that kind of form.
Oh yeah, that takes us past the strategies. So yeah, moving forward, you know, if you are to be in a let's say that we're not, let's say we're not the victim of this particular situation now.
Okay.
If you are to be in a setting where things like this happen, let's put ourselves, now we're the society. How do you respond to that? If you see that a lady or probably a man or a guy is going through some sort of abuse, do you think that society has the best response to things like that so far? Momo.
Okay. Currently, society does not really help. I want to say that from my own point of view, society is not really helping so much because people tend to, you know, instead of, you know, understand this, the case or whatever the person, the victim is saying, instead of just listening, people tend to judge. So it's always good to listen first and, you know, be proactive before you now start judging. People start asking questions like, what was she wearing in case of rape? What was she wearing and why did he or she not shout? Because it also happens to male figures. So why did this person not shout? Why did the person not report on time? Blah, blah, blah. So we have many reasons why society, you know, failed. But I'm going to just say this. In rare cases, just rare cases, we have this accusation, or when people, you know, make false accusation on people, and then that victim, that person that is now being victimized, you know, if this also it doesn't only affect that person that is, you know, being falsely accused. It also affects the real victims out there of several kind of abuse, because now people now tend, it's now very difficult for one to actually believe any story that may come out because of these rare cases of you know, forced abused people that come around and say that this was happened to me and this did not really happen to them. So that is maybe that may be a reason why society is, you know, tend to always trying to, you know pick, but that is not enough reason. Okay, it's always good for us to, you know, listen to what this person is saying, open arms and welcome them, create a space whereby they can actually talk freely, and then look for ways to act on that as quickly as possible.
Yeah, so Naomi, response measures, how do you think this, do you actually think that society actually responds to issues like this, especially workplace abuse and, you know, rape and things like that?
Okay. For me recently, someone spoke to me about an abuse, it wasn't sexually. This is an abuse of physical abuse, husband to wife. And when she said it, the first thing I did was to listen. After I listened, I asked questions like, what did you do? Why did he do that? And at the end of the day, I knew I was not in a position to judge this case or to render help, but at least I did listen to this person. And the only thing I could do was to refer that friend to an agency that I know is against the gender abuse and marital violence and all those things. And in the end, when I was getting the report from her, I was like, did you go there? Did you still talk to them? She said she did. And after she explained everything to them, and the lady there was like, why you go even do that kind of thing? Do you get? Yeah. So if the society, an agency like that is asking, why you could do that kind of thing? So you are actually telling the person to keep quiet and not to come out again to say such a thing. And then when the person told me, I just told her, I say, not mind them. Normally, now waiting they go do ball. As you have spoken at, it is good. Then from then we can now look at ways in which we can help, you know, individually to bring out people from that environment, from that scenario, from that abuse. So for me, I feel when the society is listening and then giving them the courage to continue to speak up and not go back to that same situation, that same abuse, or to that same person who keep abusing them, or whichever way, I believe we'll be able to make something out of it. First of all, we just need to listen to them, replace their fear with strength, encourage them. When you encourage them, when you give them the strength, when you give them the encouragement and everything that they need, I believe more people will come out, and then the society will be able to welcome them and respond to them effectively.
So talking about rape and sexual abuse, you know, especially in relationship, now you're already intimate with this person. How can you actually decipher that? How can you, you know, differentiate, or rather, I don't really know how to put it, but I know you guys understand what I'm trying to say. Like, you're already intimate with this person. You're in a relationship with this person. Now, there's some kind of, you know, scenario that looks like rape. How can you actually manage such situations? And a lot of people might even be in such situations, but they cannot really tell that this is really an abuse. But just because they are already intimate with that person, so it is now as though it is a normal thing. So can you speak on that, Momo?
Yeah, you know, relationship whereby you now hear cases like I was raped by my fiance. It may be rare, it may come as a surprise to you because you're saying, are you guys not in a relationship? Why are you not saying he raped me and all of that? You know, I'm going to share a story real quick about a friend of mine that struggled in a relationship, struggled with this girl that he wanted to, you know, get married to. Why was it? Because previous relationship that the girl had, she was abused. And even while they were together, this is years back, and while they were together with this new guy who they were about to get married, whenever this guy, you know, they're together, he wants to touch her, she has this shock. She still remembers. She even goes into like gets shocked, and she calls the other guy's name, the former person.
Trauma.
The trauma affected this relationship so much, and then so it's something that, you know, we really need to speak about and, you know, amar about. Yeah, when you say consent is actually very, very, very key. You know, you may be with somebody, you may be intimate with that person, and maybe you're having a fight, and the person says, I don't want you to touch me this night. You should be able to respect that. Not trying to force your way into it, say nobody would believe you, they'll think we're actually having fun, no matter the screams. So it happens both ways, even with guys too. You may not believe it. A guy may say, I don't want you to touch me, and the woman will say, it's a lie, I must touch you because this is how I want. I don't want to go for that. If you don't, this is society. I'm not saying it's not common. Did I say common? I'm not joining common factor. You are society now, you are laughing at this thing. I'm saying that it happens to guys. So if you are society, you're telling us that it's not valid, or how valid is that? That means guys actually go through that.
Question.
Okay.
How valid can you?
If it wasn't valid, I won't come on national television to start sharing this.
Of course, you have to break it down and make us understand. Because
how should I break it down? How the guy was saying no, and the lady was thinking no is yes.
Because
it depends on how the guy said no.
This might be kind of strange to some certain persons that a man saying no
Yeah, men will say no.
Because, people believe that, men are always ready to embrace as far as, they are in a relationship with someone.
I believe that's why we have youth perspective
That's
program
what I
that
mean
come
when
to.
I say how valid is that. Can you defend that, more? Just buttress on it.
Yes, it's valid when a guy tells the lady, I do not want, and the lady keep pestering the guy, and then even go as far as using every other means to, affect. The lady can even, I don't want to say change it on the guy and say it's guy that is harassing the person. And sometimes this whole abuse may happen to a relationship where the victim would not even know that it's been abused. We call it the Stockholm syndrome, whereby someone is, say again?
Go ahead.
Yeah, whereby someone is, maltreating you in such a way because of maybe the financial benefit you are getting from this person, or the emotional, or however the person is teasing you. Yeah, you just feel, or maybe the fear of, if it's maybe is in a marriage, the fear of who's going to take care of my children? Am I going to leave after this? Let me just manage this. After all, it just slaps me once in a while. So people just allow this to happen. That's how it happens in a relationship. So it's very valid. Both genders actually go through abuse even whilst in a relationship. So don't discard that. Joe.
Yeah, that works. And with that, we're going to take a very short break, and then when we come back, continue on this discussion. Stay with us. All right, welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Youth Perspective on Independent Television. And right here, we've been talking about, breaking the siege of silence. We've talked about, how you can be, how survivors can actually, overcome shame, speak out, and how you can identify abuse, when you see one. So moving forward, Mr. Momo.
Yeah.
At some point you talked about financial abuse. Controlling someone's finances. Can you just break it down? Can you make us understand, like, I'm working for my money, and because I'm in a relationship with someone, they are controlling my money that I am working for?
Does it sound strange to you? It happens.
Can you talk about
that happens where maybe in some cases, maybe if the lady is earning more, or the guy is ending in a particular way. I want to use ladies because I think this is more common with ladies. Financial abuse in terms that, man is a provider, and then it can come in both ways, in a way that, telling you what to spend your money on, telling you what to buy. It should be form of a suggestion rather than saying, if you don't buy this, I'm not going to, So the woman is now subjected to saying, I want to do this, but because the women are supposed to be submissive to their husbands, right? But then it can be so much that the woman will not even have a breathing space. And also, it can also be that the financial abuse can also be that with the husband, may not release funds to the woman because of one thing that happened or one or two things that may happen before. That's another form of abuse. So, but then why I use financial abuse was because some persons may some victims may choose to stay in that relationship because of the financial gains that they are getting. And some persons may just be scared that they go out to society may not even hear them. They'll be ashamed of the stigma that may come from, expressing these things. To say, now let you 9 day, if you not fit, me you come out, another person go enter. Such comments shouldn't be coming from a human being, talk less of a man or a woman. So I like to always tell people that you should, instead of just judging or rushing to conclusion, you should listen to what this survivor is saying, because I call them survivors. If you can come out and speak against or talk about what you've been through, you are a survivor. So listen to what you are saying, what the person is saying, and try to understand and listen first. Then you can maybe judge later if you want to. I don't think we need to judge. Let's do the judging part and see how we can actually address this holistically.
So Naomi, coming from a woman's perspective, can you talk on that?
From a woman perspective, like me generally, I love to have my money, and I believe every woman wants to work and have their own money. We should be financially independent. We shouldn't depend on man for our daily upkeep. So coming from what he said, saying being controlling about your finance, I don't think a man or a husband has the right to control the wife's or the girlfriend or the fiance's finance. It is not ideal. Your money is your money. She's not controlling yours, so you have no right to control hers. If I'm just going to say, I will say probably because maybe in this scenario, the woman might not be working and we need to depend on the man for everything. That is when that financial abuse comes in for me. If I'm not working and I'm in an abusive relationship and I don't have any means of surviving when I live there, I will want to stay. You cannot control me with your finance and how I spend it when you give it to me. But if I have my money and I still want to stay alive, I want to be a survivor, like you said, I should be able to work out and not restrict myself to that person.
As a woman, how do you manage that situation when you find yourself in a situation where you see that your partner is trying to financially abuse the person?
I'll walk away. That would just be me. I will walk away because I still tell you, you have no right to control my finance.
Okay, moving forward, we've talked about sexual abuse, and we cannot just round up that discussion without, linking it up with the digital abuse.
Okay, bully, cyber bully.
Yeah, cyber bully. Especially there's one that they call sextortion right now. When someone gets somebody's nudes and then you're going to extort them with that.
Blackmail, yeah.
Yeah. So how do you think society can manage this, looking at it from the youth perspective? We're youth, so a lot of people that go through these things, are youth also. So let's talk to ourselves. Momo.
Well, I feel in that particular scenario, if you want to, as an engineer, if I want to solve a problem, I like to do for the root cause. So how would anybody get my news in the first place? It's either I share it to them, or whilst we are alone, we are recording or making pictures or videos of that, our naked bodies. And so I think the first thing is to, prevent anybody from doing that. Do not share, even if it's a one-time view, or I don't know how you guys do it, or you say the person doesn't want to take a screenshot or blah, blah, blah. It's quite risky. So if you subject yourself to that, it means that first you are to be blamed, but then let's see how we can move on from that. So now the thing is I believe we can, put strict laws in place, for things like this. If we hear a case whereby someone is being, in this kind of category, in this kind of situation, we should put laws, and they should be reprimanded and, taken to the prison to, get lots of justice. I think that can actually help in curbing, this sextortion, like you called it. And that's a good approach in my own opinion.
Well, I think that as your last words for today's episode. So, Naomi, talk to us on that.
For me, why would you want to share your nude pictures or videos with someone? Even if it's a boyfriend, even if it's your father, even if it's your mother, you have no rights, because
what if it's your husband?
You cannot control their phones.
What if it's your husband?
My husband cannot even ask me for that. I will be wondering, why would he need it when I am with you always?
What if it's a long distance relationship and the husband is not there?
I will still not share.
As a person to usually take this to just let it be pleasing.
I will not share, because I don't know, my mind, the way I think, and I might just feel that it is just me and you.
Okay.
You are with the phone, yes. But what if you have another phone recorded from behind and they are seeing everything? And it might not even be those that record it, most cases. You might see that their friend might just get their phone and they're probably going through it without phone lock, or, they have different lock on phone. We have on WhatsApp. You can decide to lock your WhatsApp, your Facebook, your everything. So people, external persons will not get access to it. So if at the end of the day, this person that takes record or take pictures of your nude and you don't have a phone lock, a friend comes and pick it, sees the picture, shares it to his own phone, another person goes and share, another person goes and share. At the end of the day, your phone, your picture is reaching the whole world without you knowing. And then by the time it's coming to you, you are, I don't know, for me, I'll become sick all of a sudden. Because a lot will be going through my head. It will disturb me. So for me not to go through that process in my life, for me not to go through emotional damage or emotional torture, I will not share my nude pictures. And I will not advise anybody to take my nude pictures. If you do, I will arrest you. I will sue you.
All right, that's on the lighter note there. Viewers, you've heard from our guest today that you can actually, help yourself, especially survivors. If you see that you're going through situations that, seem like these signs and symptoms that we've shared with you today, it is always okay to reach out to people. Like some persons say, once you share it with someone, that alone reduces the burden of that, abuse. And with that, we round up today's episode. Thank you so much for always joining us. I am Joy Obaisiago. Bye for now.
Certainly the best.
ITV, certainly the best.
Thank you very much for joining us on the program Healthy Living. What is the kidney? The kidney is an excretory organ in the body which is for metabolism.
Tuberculosis affects many organs in the body, but the common ones it usually affects is the lungs.
Epilepsy is a neurological problem.
Okay.
It is an injury in the brain which causes someone to begin to convulse, to go into fits.
It is curable, but the cure is a long-term thing.
If you eat well and avoid those risk factors that will make your immunity to be down, then the risk of contracting tuberculosis will be reduced.
If you're healthy, then you're wealthy.
Certainly the best.
Waya botara o ugi botare se dodope o edonawe ewa yire ejo to waya fe ibotare ma agwa ka na oke de kan uyi oredo duyi ni mame uyi oredo ni no polobo uyi ore owa ni maye uyi odo ame eye wa so age yo uyi odo ame uyi omorira eya uyowo ya se gbe ede kan na ya mu na wewo wigwe na ya gbuwe na ya biko no ma uyi eni yaki uyi no de kan ni bon ya si simu na na nguna uyi yaki we se ben make gware na ni ni fa ni ma ya gun o gbe da ba ni ya nfia uyi no gbe wo yi le gbuwe we yewe ni ari ewe na se wàwé gbọ́dọ̀ náà ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀bẹ́ òyìnà ekeni wọnú yóò ẹ̀hùn ìyàyè náà ọ̀sábà náà gẹ̀ẹ́bẹ́ rárọ̀ ìyá ìyó òyì ọ̀rọ̀ inú ìnáwó yìí náà wá náà ó máa gbọ́ kàn sọ̀rọ̀ ní wọn ní máa yà dọ̀lù gbé máa yí náà wíyà máa ẹ̀mọ́ ẹ̀ ìyànà ọgbọ̀n ẹ̀gbọ̀n àyẹ̀wẹ̀ náà wò tánà ọ̀rẹ́ wa rẹ̀ pásítọ̀ kábàárì nàmúrẹ̀ ọ̀bùkẹ́.
dọ́mùsà ìwé ẹ̀dùnmọ́gbọ̀n mi wà bí nàyẹ́ káyé wà bí tó ta wà bí dànyọ̀ ọ̀fun ẹgbọ́n sàábà gbọ̀yàrọ̀ ọba àtọpẹ
iṣẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ wa ti máa rẹ̀ Victor Bizugbe.
ẹ̀dùn lẹ́wù sọmọ wàhíà wẹ̀sì wàṣẹ pẹ́tù wàṣẹ àgá wàṣẹ pẹ́tù rẹ̀ wàdàmì họ húdàmì nàtẹ̀mẹ̀ má àárín inú nẹ̀rí ẹ̀mẹ̀ náà yá ìwé ní ìwòrí ẹ̀ wúkú ẹ̀mẹ̀ náà máa gún àkàndé náà náà ọ̀kàkà bọ́ wà rẹ̀ sùn náà ṣẹ́wó náà yé lìgìlìgì náà àgàlélúhì èmi yàgàn dé yàgbẹ́ ọba àtọpẹ.
iṣẹ́ mẹ òsàn bọ́sẹ̀ ń gbé inú bí ẹ o lọ́dún ẹgbẹ́ bá yọkọ àwọn ẹ̀dùn ya fẹ́ iná mi ọ̀ka gbọ́ ibi ẹ̀ ya fẹ́ òtá gbọ̀n ya káàbọ̀ pọ̀ wọ̀ ya fẹ́ ọba àtọ́pẹ́
iṣẹ́
ọ̀tẹ̀rẹ̀ pásọ̀ kábàárì
dọ́mù
ẹ̀wọ̀n yìí ẹ̀ máa gbọ́ ká.
ẹ̀dùnú pẹ̀rù wà bẹ́ẹ̀ ní ẹ̀ka yìí pàdánù má ṣe ń bá ẹ̀mẹ́ òun ta ni màmúlà dìánà náà ká ẹ̀mẹ́ òyì mú un dá òsàlóbọ̀ ajá gbọ̀n ọ̀nà ìwé lílẹ̀ ọ̀dà àmì ẹ̀rọ ní ìwé yàtọ̀ gbà nínú ẹ̀yà mọ̀wé ara ìgbẹ́ ọ̀mà lára ọ̀pá ọ̀rì yìí lẹ́gbẹ́ ẹ̀wẹ̀ èmi náà ìmá oníhi rẹ̀ ọ̀rì ìgbẹ́ oyè ayọ̀ dọ́nà ọ̀nà ìyà lọ́mà kẹ̀kẹ́ ọ̀wádà ìsí ẹ̀fà nẹ̀ gbogbo ọ̀dọ̀ wa nínú aro eva koko kawe giawe nana uyi okeke no waro uyiru oriko uyirari oba ewere ni ara ahuano orero isaro ineno wa muniti gbo oko uyi no lele miti na ki ugarae ari awe kiyo oro oruwebo esosi oruwebo miti oruwebo doare oruwebo egbe oruwebo iko keke na iti iko na resource na o iko na do na wi oro wi na aya dia ni ke ni wi ye e ma yi tabi nyaga nda e mo yi no gbale ya ni ri opa keka ya utani wi le no wa fi moto fi ana wi ro obono owu e wa pa obo were una alelo bono owu e wi ya mu moto kwa wa oni oka otami police aka no we do bonu be na lelede no pa wa pa bo do re na le bo wo mi ona do mo ko kwa mi ado ka wori abi oni waru oka ona ya bu yen gbe wa re sada eso wedo wa lu pa na te traffic o pa ni ya orera na ka we mudia ere gbo pa ose we gbe gbera be ma na le lu yi ni we omo e no bala dia no ya ka mo we mudia oge ba we gbera when I was defio urai enowa keke ni na wa oja no keke na ri o ma ni ye oye dedegbe eri oye uye so le ro na tie da ya wa pe won we unwa me okuko nu ya wa me ni na tie bottle water ke no ka wa bo me wa fi o wa do si we ogo ile ra mo kia o ya owo ni o ya bu e ombe to wa nwa me keke wa fi uko efwa wa le police wa zoku o we tori ọwọ́ ìwòrán iná mú ẹ̀ ń dún kónú fífọ́ ìkìnnà máa gẹ̀ẹ́kẹ́ a 50,000 àti òṣogíwó ọ̀gbìn ayọ̀ wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ ń dún kó kẹ̀kẹ́ ní fífọ́ òyìnbó ọmọ òwà ìrọ̀ ayé ní òjànà kẹ̀kẹ́ ara ìrì ọmọ àyíké mú iye òdẹ̀nà kẹ̀kẹ́ ọ̀rọ̀ jì ọba àtọ̀ pẹ̀ yìí.
ìṣe èyí wà ẹ̀rọ náà táyọ̀ tẹ̀mẹ̀ òye màgbá kánà òye owó wa ọ̀rọ̀ òye ọ̀dọ̀ àmẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ òye tẹ ọ̀rọ̀ òye ẹgbẹ́ ọ̀rọ̀ ìmáyà lélẹ̀ èdè sàrúgbà wọ́n náà yẹ rè wọ́n náà sẹ̀tì yàrá ìtẹ́mọ̀tà máa gbé wọ́n náà sẹ̀tì yàrá díà ń ní ọ̀rọ̀ àkèwò kwarọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ nà ẹgbẹ́ yé ni àwọn èmi ti ẹgbẹ́ wá dò wá nìyí wọ́ páyà ẹ̀ bá ọ̀sọ́gbà náà dọ́ọ̀gẹ̀ wọn á pọ̀ mi àwọn ẹgbẹ́ ya kó bọ̀ kúgbẹ́ wọ́n náà tà sí wọ́n nà mí tì mí yé ìjọdún náà pọ̀ nù ọ̀nà máa rí igò náà fi àyè wùyí náà lélẹ̀ ìrẹ̀lẹ̀ náà dẹ wùyí rọ̀ wẹ ẹ̀dẹ́ kan ayúgbẹ́dẹ́ kan ayúgbẹ́dẹ́ kan yẹ wíná sí ẹ̀ẹ́mìnà sí ọpá náà mọ̀ bọ́rẹ̀ wúgbẹ́dẹ́ kan ẹ̀dẹ́ kan àáyagbọ̀n náà rẹ̀ wò àáyagbọ̀n dẹ àáyadúkọ̀ ọgbọ́dìyàn àáyalélẹ̀ èèyàn lórí rẹ̀ wò èrè rẹ̀ náà òtù yàfẹ́ nùkíá vẹ́rẹ̀ ọ̀dàfẹ́ náà yà wà ìyá ọ̀rọ̀ ha ẹ̀rọ wà ẹ̀mí ẹ̀ máa mọ̀ yìí ní àlónègbè ké ní àwílẹ̀ ní èmọ́ lẹ́ni káàtà ẹ̀ náà wẹ̀ èmọ́ ní àwọn ànẹ̀ ní àròyé ẹ̀gbẹ̀ náà hàn ọdún yà sọ̀bọ̀wẹ̀ wúrò eré àdúrà akérò ní àyẹ̀yọ́ yà akérò ní wájú yọ̀wá kéde ẹ̀ẹ́gbùn náà kéde kẹ̀lẹ́ náà náà pa ọmọ abẹ́yẹn náà ẹ̀ẹ́gbùn yẹn ọ̀gá tó ní ó wà àròyé nìyẹn ni ìwẹ̀ yìí ni ẹgbẹ́ yẹn àgẹ̀rẹ̀ tó ọmọ ní malawa ẹgbẹ́ yẹn ọmọláwa ó wà kúrò wọn náà yàbí oye akọ ẹwé gbé dà wọn òyìn náà wà ẹ̀mí náà ìgẹ̀gẹ̀ ní ayé àrí ẹ̀bà ẹ̀ wùkùn ní ara ẹ̀ ní gbẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ́sọ̀ àbọ̀nà gé gbẹ̀rẹ̀ àmà yá fẹ́ rẹ̀ ẹ̀rí dọ́kítọ̀ bìkà máa ẹ̀rí ẹgbẹ̀rẹ̀ ayá wùkùn náà òyìn ọgbẹ́ wọn ni wà rí ẹgbẹ̀rẹ̀ ayá èmi ẹ̀ yọ yà sí òyìn ẹ̀ máa wọn máa rí bí ìní wẹ̀wẹ̀ náà gbẹ̀wẹ̀ bí ìní wẹ̀wẹ̀ náà gbúwẹ̀ bí ìní wẹ̀wẹ̀ náà wọ̀wẹ̀ ẹ̀ náà yá fẹ́ ni màá kà bọ̀ rẹ̀ ni wọn makedogun akọ̀wé nàìjíríà òye nàìjíríà ní wá kẹ̀kọ́ àná ní wọ́n á rèé amẹ́ríkà oríkà mi máa náà wọ orin máa rí ẹ́ dàbí máa rí ẹ̀rọ máa rí yé wọ́n sì ẹ́ màmá lè lu yìí náà yà á lu iwó náà yà á rò ní ẹgbẹ́ ẹ̀ á yé náà ni wọ́n ẹ̀ di máa yọ̀ wúwo wà gẹ̀ ọ̀tẹ́ rẹ̀ Victor Bizugbe kọ̀ọ̀ bó kẹ́.
ẹ̀bá wà wá ṣe máa ń mẹ́ ẹ̀mí náà yóò nù kàn náà ẹ̀mí pàtàkì ẹ̀ wà ná ẹ̀mú yìí nàlélẹ́ ẹ̀wọ̀ náà lè lu yìí tẹ́bù ní tàbí ányí pìrìpìrì ọ̀wẹ́ àálù àgbọn náà bẹ́ nà tó ibi ọkọ̀kọ́ sálù ẹ̀ lẹ́nu hẹ́ àwọn àmì akéwẹ́ ọmọ anéwè mi yú hẹ́ ẹ̀mí ẹ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ yá wọn àbẹ̀rẹ̀ kúrú ọdún ọ̀sẹ̀ ẹ̀ ọ̀tẹ́rẹ̀ kábàárì gùn àìlẹ̀ bá ní ẹ̀wẹ́ gèmì náà rúhì gèmì àhùndà ẹ̀ yúhì wúyì náà ní àmàgìlẹ̀ yẹlẹ̀ lẹ́ra wúyì rígi ògùgbọ̀ ẹ̀rà bẹ̀rẹ̀ àtàní ẹ̀wẹ́ erí máa wé dáwẹ́ wúyì náà rígi òwà rẹ̀ wọ́n ká rírù gbàlẹ̀ yìí wẹ̀gàlẹ̀ lẹ́ agbọn ọgbọgbọ àni nyìmẹ náà yìí ọdẹ yìí fi ara mẹwẹ èmi ra láró dáhùn ọ̀rọ̀ ayé ọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀ he so pọ́n wẹ́ẹ́ náà yìí wẹ́ẹ́ náà ìrara èrò wẹ́ẹ́ máa náà bẹ tí èwù yìí ni èkó àrò ẹ máa nu wẹ́ẹ́ yẹ ènìyàn ìyẹn tì láyọ̀ ẹ̀nà kẹ́yìn kan ra yó ẹ̀bùn náà lẹ́lu yìí ọyẹ wẹ́ẹ́ náà gẹ̀ẹ́ ìyáṣẹ́ gbàgbà àmọ́ ha yín àmọ́ yìí ní àwọn èlò lò ọwọ́ pàrọ̀ wàhálà ọwọ́ ayé àmì tí hùn rẹ dáadúró ẹ̀rọ lèlé àyè ní ewé ní àmì akínyẹ̀ wàá wẹ́ sófin ẹ̀kẹ́ náà wàá wẹ́ lélẹ̀ òfin yà wọ́n dáná ọ̀gá pìrìpìrì ọ̀rọ̀ ìwé wa ọ̀là yòófin rẹ̀ òye ọgbọ́gbọ́ wa ọ̀dàfin náà yàwá ẹ̀rọ mù yìí ni yọ òye ká mù yìí ni yọ ẹ̀gbẹ́ èmi ìhó náà ọ̀gá yé èmi ìhó ni mọ́yà aláwa èmi ìhó ni ọ̀ma máa hù ẹ̀ ẹ̀rí ìwà ìwà náà ẹ̀dẹ́ àgbẹ̀ amọ́kàrọ̀ náà mú yẹ òru àhe ɛde agbeda dɔ ka asopɔ kɔkpa ne hu da ne kɔrɛ do ka fiɔn ma ye nɔma ŋɔbɔ ɔyɛ eri yɛ ba yɛ na uyi ni ɔmɔ yɛ na ale lɛ wɛ n'o yɛ wɛ sɔn yɛ una mɔ ɛsɛ tɔmɔ ni kɛkɛ ya mɔ yɛ o hã ɔtɛ ka yi n'o ta yɛ ba na wɛ o ma na yɛ uyi ya mɔ yɛ owi yɛ owi yi wɛ owi yɛ ya mɔ yɛ ɛ ma fiɔn ma ɛwɛ ɛwɛ ɔkɔlɔ kpa yɛ ba so kuma uyi na ɛyɔ di awa ɛyɔ di awudɛ ɛyɔ di ayɛbo ɛwɔ nu uyi yɛ èmi dé yuvi ẹ̀rọ ìnọkùnrin mi dọ́mọ àdọ́rẹ́ ọ̀hún ó lè rìnà kìí kẹ́ ẹ̀ gbọ́ ẹ̀ màrí ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ nàìjíríà náà ẹ̀ maka.
wọ́sẹ̀ òyì máa yẹ gun akana ní wọn ẹ̀hún yìí máa gun akana màtọ́ wọ́ wa ìbọn ẹ̀ ẹ̀hún yìí ọ̀rẹ́ rọ̀ dùn nọ̀rẹ́ wò ní nọ̀rí dùn ìdùnnú wẹ̀yẹ kàkàbí nọ̀rẹ́ dùn náà sẹ́nà dáàdi dùn rọ̀ ọ̀ká dùn rọ̀ ọ̀ká dùn ní ọ̀bìkà wọ̀ ẹ̀gbẹ́ rẹ̀ nọ yẹ akọkọ àdúkọ wìdú náà yà máa hẹ̀ débi náà ọmọ wà rẹ̀ wà ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ̀ wà dádọ̀ wà á kí wẹ̀ kíá òyì rẹ̀ wò bẹ́ẹ̀ wà. òyì rẹ̀ òyì náà lélẹ́ ní èyí mà gùn akana ní òdẹ múdíà wẹ̀ dàbẹ̀ èkìlẹ̀ ẹ̀má yìí dùyìn ní ma ọ̀gùn akana ẹ̀ bá ní ọ̀rẹ́ ní àti environmental nana bí kúkú ẹ̀ náà kú di ohun ó wà wò uye ni ma ne do wo ba le le uyi regwa orore uye ma le do na ya do le yi e ma gwa kana ya so gbe ugi ore uyi ro benu omo wa te mi we omo won do ne de ni na lele o wa pa o wa won wa we ma won no we ran ye ma ri odo ade wa o wa ka kian awa na ki do bi ona uyi ya ke ni wa ama ma o so lo bo o go ma ma yóò yíyẹ ọtẹrẹ pastor.
dọ́mùsà òyìnwí bí nana mẹ iriaki ẹ̀wí ẹ̀yẹ́ na wáyé nuta thou shall not thou shall not na ta na òwì ọwọ́ rárá yìí wàá wẹ̀ ẹ́ ọ̀nà dúró ẹgbẹ́ mama mi rọ̀ pa wẹ̀ nọ́pà dúró ọkọ̀ mama mi rọ̀ pa wẹ̀ òyì yẹrẹ rà òyì dókè ọdẹ má bàbá mi ọ̀wọ́ náà rà yìí ọdún náà òwì gbèdìá. That a prison ema no ra yorira oji pakari ziga orira ni gboma orira ra ine ebe so ko ere ba keka na mi we ebo oji moto boba ebo ma mudia no pa that a traffic ori esera orai wa no ke tomatoes beki àwọn ọmọ igbe sense amuyira amara ya iye na ayubolega ọmọ no ra yo sera uyi mama nwewe ariyo ma hi uyi keka eri egbe na gime Nigeria na o ma wa do bigo re ohun re government o wa ra odo emu aha ewo wa na we na de ohun le na re o ma gi yo iya ele tomatoes be gi mu ki a ole yen o wa re ga we no yi la karai ba ke we do aje na we me baba no ja wa no yi we de rai mami kena mu leketi so kwa a police mo ma no rai awe ni no na aye uno otu ere otabutabu wa awe la wo police are rai DPO werigi la hotel me baba wa agbera pa wo rai raboyo ekure iyawe ya do mi office e be na ko ga iri awe ya wa na wo na amami ni we uyi do kien akiyeye na ya bakiye ya mufua mami uyi na ga mi we omo na rai anari ye o yayo be no tere ya ipita ba we o ma amaye ku amu bi ro wa obi joma obi ro wa o ha mu uyi o ma rai o ebo ye baru da imo e ojo we da na mo abu orai aye da ma ke bodio we sun o igele radio nede iya gbeyegbe so pa una do o na rai unari ya ojo owuri no raye ni wọ́n mọ̀ wí ọ̀rọ̀ inú díákẹ́ wọ́n yẹ́ra ìmọ̀ yìí tọ̀ nana tiẹ̀ ẹ̀dá pé wọn nàti environmental wọ́n ní àbí kòríkò ní burú ìlàdíà ọ̀rọ̀ náà ní ọ̀hìn àbọ̀ ayimọ́tò zẹ́kù gidigidi èso ọ̀rọ̀ náà wà mú bẹ́kì àwọn ọ̀gbọ́n ní ẹ̀dẹ̀ náà ẹ̀dẹ́ environmental àwọn náà òyìn náà èso wà rọ̀ ní mẹ́fà ní bẹ́ẹ̀ tù lé àìwá mọ́ náà bá bòyàn ẹ̀ àdàrí àríyá oko wọ́n ọ̀gbọ́n làjọ̀ máa ń wí náà máa wá pé wọn ọ̀rọ̀ ayé náà ẹ̀dọ́rì ìyàlílé náà wú ẹ̀dẹ́ bàrí mẹ́ta ni ó yẹ yẹ lóòdà èèmà náà ká mu lọ́yà ọ̀dẹ̀rẹ̀ ọ̀mí ẹ̀wọ̀n rẹ̀ ẹ̀yà dé fi ẹ̀ fi ẹ̀yẹ kí n lọ́ra tún ọ̀hán jẹ́ ilẹ̀ àdẹ́másó wẹ̀wẹ̀ wúri náà wọ́pọ̀ ẹ̀yẹ nù ọ̀rẹ́ kẹwẹ́ ẹ̀yẹ máa yí ìlíàkì ẹ̀rọ wúri ìlíàkì yé ẹ̀yẹ lẹ́tẹ̀tì ẹ̀wì ọ̀nìyàn àtàrà ọ̀yọ́ owó wa náà o àgbẹ̀ òkò ọ̀rẹ́ wo ìgbé ràbìgé wa náà ilé bàbá wa wí ilé bàbá wa wí ọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀ rí ọ ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ráwẹ̀ láríwọ́rí ẹ̀rì ẹ̀dọ́ ọtún ẹ̀dẹ́gbẹ̀rẹ̀ yìí èjò sáyàrí yìí àmọ́ bàbá máa wẹ̀ lọ́pàá ẹ̀dẹ́gbẹ̀rẹ̀ yàrá tó bọ̀ yàrá ní òun kẹrù wọn ǹda ọ̀kẹ́kẹ́ nu yìí rá mẹ́tì ọ̀wà náà ráyè ọ̀bìrì àbẹ̀nà ọ̀kẹ́kẹ́ ọba àtọ́pẹ́ yìí.
ẹni wọn oyè nọ̀wé kíá wẹ́nu yìí ọwọ́ ẹ̀kì dọ́dẹ̀ fi rẹ̀ dó. ẹ̀kì iyẹ̀kì.
nadawu na ìyálọ́jà.
oyin nọ̀wé dó ni wọn ẹ̀ ìkàtà máa káwé gun àkàn ẹ̀ èmọ́ta ayásàn yẹ̀kì òkú nọ̀rọ̀ wọ̀dọ̀ ẹ̀rí bíẹ́ ẹ̀rí họ ọ̀ọ́kì yẹ̀kì iyẹ̀kì ni awèmẹ́wẹ́ ẹ̀kì ni ẹ̀họ́ díà ẹ̀họ́ ayé àgbọ̀nyàrán ẹ̀ dẹ́rìsẹ̀ náà fọ́ akínyẹ́ o ẹ̀họ́ wá akínyẹ́ ẹ̀rọ náà dọ̀rọ̀ akínyẹ́ wẹ̀ ẹ̀yí máa rẹ̀ wá ọ̀bù yẹn ọ̀wọ̀ ìyà ìyàn ya wí yẹ̀kì ẹ̀hẹ́ wo kàn lọ́yẹ́ dáhùn adé àwọn ẹrú dáwẹ̀ èmi náà náà wẹ̀ o tó ṣe wẹ̀ wọ́n ní àtẹ a politician ó dọ̀rọ̀ àwọn yẹ̀kì rẹ̀ do gbòtẹ́ do èyí náà wẹ́rù rẹ̀ wá ọmọ ẹ̀kẹ́ náà wí yẹ̀kì ọmọ ẹ̀mí náà wẹ́rù ọmọ ẹ̀kẹ́ náà ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ èrú yẹn ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀wọ̀ àyè mú ẹ̀rẹ̀ àwọn ọdún ahà mọ́ àwọn ànáhùn ọ̀gbìn yìí ǹda sàrúbọ̀ má yí màwérí ọ sàrúbọ̀ má yí màwérí ọ yẹyẹ ni wọn ẹ̀ ẹni kàrù wà á rẹ̀ èyí náà má sábàá bí màá rí ọ̀bọ̀ yọ̀ rẹ̀ èyí yàtọ̀ bọ̀rẹ̀ dọ́nìà òyìn náà omi òkú sẹ́tì rí ọjọ́ òwe rẹ̀ wò omi òkú ọ̀rí ọjọ́ òwe àwọ̀ ẹ̀gẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ ẹ̀rẹ̀ ní omi òkú ọ̀dọ́ rí ọjọ́ òwe ẹ̀rọ àárẹ̀ àyà yẹ yìí ìyẹn rẹ̀ dókìá rẹ̀ èyí ọ̀nà mi wọn òyìn yẹn màgbọ́n kan náà òyìn náà yàrá rẹ̀ dó ọ̀gbọ́n ọwọ́ wa mayunu kan ọ̀tún ẹ̀gẹ̀ mi kí n bọ́ ni níbẹ̀ ni yọ.
ẹ̀dùn náà wù wá ọ̀tún náà yẹ ká wáyé inú kan bá èmi náà wí èmi àhùdá yóò yìí tí màá yé mọ̀ òyìn bẹ̀ bò náà.
ọ̀rọ̀
màá yé mọ̀ òyìn
bẹ̀ bò náà. ọ̀rọ̀
sopa táàgì mú ẹsẹ̀.
àìmú ẹsẹ̀ àìrí àìrí
àìmú ẹsẹ̀ wù yìí ni tẹ́lí mẹ́rí àhìá wù mú ẹsẹ̀ à.
wù wà rẹ̀ rí àhìá.
Mami ewe èmi ni ó lè ta wọn náà ọwọ́ ẹ̀yẹ nẹ́ẹ̀mọ́ bì ugbẹ̀kùn èyí bí ká yà ẹrú ọ̀yà ẹrú bẹ́ẹ̀.
ẹ̀yẹ
nẹ́ẹ̀mọ́ bì ọ̀yà gbalẹ̀kùn ọ̀rọ̀ àrà yìí ọ̀mádì òyà yọ lọ́pàá rè rà wá pẹ̀ rúmùdọ́ni ìhó ni ta ẹ̀ náà wẹ̀ wùyí wàá rọ̀ àwọn amáyẹ̀ nà màmá sọpọ́n màá mú ìrọ̀pàṣẹ nọ́ọ̀rẹ́ rà yìí ni ààrẹ rẹ̀ ní rọ̀pàrọ̀pà ọ̀hún àrà yìí ọ̀dí ọmọ yẹ ọ̀làrí ọba ni ọmú igò náà tiẹ̀ billions ọmú pa ọ̀nàwẹ̀ làwí mọ́tò ọ̀nàwẹ̀ àfihàn ọ̀nàwẹ̀ agẹ́ ọ̀nàwẹ̀ rọ̀pọ̀rọ̀pọ̀ ẹ̀rẹ́ wa ọ̀nàgẹ̀lẹ̀ fòwérì èmi rọ̀pọ̀ ẹ̀gẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹ̀rẹ́ wa dènà àìsàn òkè bá ọmọ abẹ́mọ́ ẹ̀wọ̀ ìgbọ́ ìbá hwẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́dì màgbà tá náà màtẹ́wà màmá ṣe òyìntẹ́wà rẹ̀ wò náà nọ̀rọ̀ tó pọ́n èèmọ̀ ní ó kẹ́ nọ́mú di ayọ́wẹ́ òyìn náà gàmíẹ́wẹ́ àmúṣẹ ọ̀rọ̀ náà rà òyìn náà ọ̀kẹ́kẹ́ náà rí oyè ayọ́ mami ìtẹ̀mọ́pá ọ̀wẹ́ gbogbo nọ́mátù dẹ náà tù ra ẹ̀ máa nọ́mátù dẹ náà tù wọ́n lè nọ́mátù dẹ ẹ̀ ọ̀sùn wùzẹ̀ náà má fẹ́ sẹ́yẹ̀ mẹ́ dẹ ọ̀kẹ́kẹ́ náà sẹ́yọ ọ̀nà ọ̀yá rí lò mú òyìn náà mami wẹ́ ọ̀hún anákàwẹ́ ebo ede ọ̀ma ẹ̀rọ wà ẹ̀rọ pàṣùnù wugele ẹnu dawu yìí rọ ní ẹnáwó ẹrọ pàṣẹ ní gèmí sùnù nọnà ríyẹ mú ẹ ọha yọmọ abẹ nù bẹgẹ nù ẹyà dọmọ abẹ náà rí dànù ẹdọ bẹ ọwọ ọmọ náà dànù ẹdọ dọ gèmí náà yà kùnú ẹ wa yẹn rí dànù gbọ yìí fún mi dọ́yìn ní ẹná mi ẹwẹ ẹrọ pàṣẹ nà sùnù dànù àná ọwẹ náà dáwù yìí ni ọsẹ ẹnu ẹyà náà dọ wà ní ẹsẹkẹsẹkẹ náà òtà ló bọ náà rí ẹtí ní ìwé gbé náà rí ẹ ń wá ní ma màá lè wí ni màá wé mi yú fi ọba àtọ́pẹ́.
ìṣe anyway ẹ̀yẹ wí kàn bọ̀ ni oyin ọ̀rẹ́ mànẹ́dọ̀ máa yá àrùn rẹ̀ máa yá rẹ̀ rìnnà kí máa yá rẹ̀ ẹ̀rẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ wẹ́rẹ́ náà ẹ̀yí gbé sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ fi wọ̀ wá sán oyin náà oyin náà sí ẹ̀ nana rẹ̀ oyin rẹ̀ náà èmi náà kẹ́kẹ́ náà rẹ̀ ava ọ̀nà yà rẹ̀ wá sán ọ̀sẹ̀ wọ́wọ́ dèkè oyin rẹ̀ nẹ̀ náwó náà rẹ̀ rù wẹ́ náà rẹ̀ ó má mi náà bọ́ ẹ̀dùn à oyin ni wẹ́rọ̀ ráyìí ni ẹ̀mí ni bùdè ọ̀ṣọ́bọ̀ ọ̀nà má sùnù ọ̀rùn àwa ni ọ̀wọ̀n náà rẹ̀ wẹ́ èmi ni ẹ̀yà rìà ẹ̀wò èmi ni ẹ̀yà rìà òde rìà èmi yà fẹ́ nìma ẹ̀yìnà àmàmì náà bọ́ ẹ̀gùn à ọ̀ṣọ́bọ̀ sùnù náà nù ayẹ ọ̀yà àṣẹ gbé mọ̀ náà bí ẹ̀lẹ́ ẹ̀yìn mọ̀ tí ẹni wọ̀n ẹ̀ o ìmọ̀ yà bùdè wẹ́ ní dẹ́dọ̀ ẹ̀rú ẹ̀wẹ́ èyí náà ìlàrú ẹ̀ wọ̀ ya kékeré ebòde ebòde ebo ọ̀rọ̀ adé inú ẹ̀ ẹ̀rọ ìmùtá ẹ̀ kú wẹ́kẹ̀ mọ́ kéyàfẹ́ ẹ̀ dùn náà ráyì ó má rẹ̀ ráyì dùn náà rẹ̀ ráyì èyí anáfíà ní yọ ọ́nà zẹ́nẹ̀ ọ̀sàrẹ́gbà rẹ̀ wẹ́wẹ́ òyìn ní ìmúyọ̀tọ̀ ni ọ̀dọ̀lọ́ yìí òyìn náà rà yí ẹ̀wò ìjú kí lórí akín ọ̀nà rà ẹ̀ ìrìnà mọ́nà gbẹ̀gbọ̀n ọ̀nà yẹ̀ àrù ẹ̀kíá iye kẹ́rẹ́ ẹ̀ má ní wọn ẹ̀ ẹ̀yìn mà náà ta wọ́n mọ̀rọ̀ pàmò mi náà ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ ta ọ̀wà lórí ọ̀wà rẹ̀ náà kọ̀ èdè ọ̀rọ̀ náà èmọ̀ ni màá rẹ̀ bìẹ̀ lẹ̀ ní òtún ní ayé mọ́kíá náà ní ẹ̀yà gbẹ̀lẹ̀ gbọ́ náà ní ẹ̀yà ìvàlẹ̀ òkò màmí èmi náà rẹ̀ èmi náà yìí mú rẹ̀ tamuta orí àlè ká wà mọ́ ẹ̀mú díà ọ̀kan ní ọwọ́ aṣọ ọwọ́ agbó gbọ́gbọ́ wọ́n láwọ́ àwọn amọ̀rẹ̀ àfihàn ẹ̀hó amọ̀rẹ̀ àfihàn ọ̀bọ amọ̀rẹ̀ bòsà ló bọ̀rẹ̀ náfínà wà ní ìwàgbọ́n náà náà dé ìrìnàgbọ́ ìwò wà gbọ́ lọ́nà.
dọ́mọ̀sà mami ẹ̀rẹ̀ lórí náà wọ́n rẹ̀ wọ́n náà ìmọ̀ yà ká rẹ̀ ẹ̀rẹ̀ ìmú náà kàkà o wà á mìíràn ní bọ́dọ̀ fún bọ́ọ̀lù ẹ̀rẹ̀ lórí náà gẹ̀lẹ̀ ààrẹ wọ́n náà lọ́wọ́ àná wò ní àwàrìyà ẹ̀kíyọ òhà múmi náà dárọ̀ mami ọkọ̀ omi ẹ̀rọ abẹ náà bí yé bẹ́ẹ̀ náà na ya miewe aya te ikara gwewe egeni we otene no birare ori ayi ogbui oba we ni da zere unyine no nyi ogbora ohona mimu na yo we ya lerwe we gbuyi ni ege na wa ni ni woti maga osumbo na yara we ge ni aweri ara eri agbe azigoro ya anamuya uyina muya uyiri muya ne anagbe uyina agbelia ikpọrọ lọ́wọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀ kò yí bẹ́ẹ̀ kí a ní òyìnbó ẹgbẹ́ náà lọ́wọ́ alágbèlia adétìmọ̀dé alágbèlia aráyà bí àkùá alágbèlia lọ pàdé ayé rẹ̀ ọ̀tìmọ̀dé polisi náà káyà dúgbẹ́ dúnyà alágbègbè wà wẹ̀rẹ̀ mìíní lórí sùnmù náà ní polisi yìí wúlọ̀ ọ̀sẹ̀ náà tìmọ̀dé òyìnbó òjìnà nínú ẹ̀rọ náà ọ̀nà sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀mẹ́mẹ́ anínibọ̀sùnbọ̀ ẹ̀yìn rọ kéèkéè mú yíyé ènìyí ẹ̀ á ju ilé àká dòkèkèrè ìrìn àdènàrí náà lọ́ra òyìn ni bẹ́ẹ̀ tí màá sún ẹ̀ ayékèlú yíyé bàbá bẹ́ẹ̀ tí a sún ẹ̀ rẹ̀ ọmọ mi òyìn adìẹ ó yá yìí lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ ni òyìn o.
Wúdà wà rẹ̀ ènìyàn ọmọ àìsàn gèlèrè mi ayé mú ẹ lébùtẹ̀ red handed ọ̀rẹ́ mi ẹ̀kú ẹ wíyẹn náà ọ̀rẹ́ wíyẹn gẹ́lẹ́ náà láti ẹ̀ confessional statement ó kí eke ayé rẹ̀ lọ́ọ̀yà pa ìdòmùdì ayé kẹ́rẹ́ ọwọ́ ẹ̀rọ ya tẹ̀rẹ̀ ẹni wíyẹn gẹ́lẹ́ wẹ̀
ọwọ́ kàkà
ọwọ́ ta ẹ̀gbọ́mọ́ra ẹ̀rẹ̀ rẹ̀ ọmọ gbá afọ́sẹ̀ ẹ̀yọ̀ ònú ọ̀hán osisi náà mú dá ẹ̀ ọ̀nà tí ẹwẹ́ ọ̀dà jùrẹ̀s ẹni ìyàrúsọ ìnáwó gbẹ́kú yìí mà yá tẹ bẹ̀rẹ̀ ẹ̀ ọmọ aná mi ẹ̀kú ẹ̀nẹ́gbẹ́ èmi náà mọ́gẹ́lẹ́ wẹ̀ ẹ̀gẹ́ nígbó wẹ̀ wà yàbọ̀ mi nígbà yàbọ̀ àwọn ẹ̀wẹ̀ tá yàbọ̀ ẹ̀ àwẹ̀ yàbọ̀ ẹ̀ ẹ̀mẹ̀ yàbọ̀ wù ọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀dà yìí náà aiwe no keke oni omo no ke ya kotu mu da wo mi epo ne na na ma we do sun anno na aiwe ahin e we de gbe oni awi wa
anyway dai wadai ma emu yi owo tedo e ma gwa kana ona ade kan eni buya fe no se nu yi na ise emu otu opa maye otenwe na ko bi da na kin ale adudukun aziwo uhima ya se ni wa ya iwe imawe wa nedo ibi mani bi edo ya fe mani ni wa mani we biele mo ni ma bi ma gun ni ma we agbo ma gun ni ana politics ni ma la owo uyore Nigeria uyore manedo nara mo ese o ma na mo ogi bota we de na to oba atope ise
Certainly the best.
ITV, certainly the best.
Thank you very much for joining us on the program, Healthy Living. What is the kidney? The kidney is an excretory organ in the body, which is for metabolism.
Tuberculosis affects many organs in the body. But the common ones it usually affects is the lungs.
Epilepsy is a neurological problem.
Okay.
It is an injury in the brain which causes someone to begin to convulse, to go into fits.
It is curable, but the cure is a long-term thing.
If you eat well and avoid those risk factors that will make your immunity to be down, then the risk of contracting tuberculosis will be reduced.
If you're healthy, then you're wealthy.
Certainly the best.
Jola are people located primarily in Senegal, Guinea-Bissau, and Gambia in West Africa. They are concentrated in the Casamance region or Foni area of Gambia. These people are ethnic group with a rich cultural heritage rooted in wet rice agriculture, a classless social structure, and traditional animist beliefs, often blended with Islam and Christianity. The people hold tenaciously to their cultural heritage, especially their dance culture, which is popularly known as Jola dance, that have carved a cultural image for the people over time. The dance steps of Jola dancers is lovely and interesting, capable of bringing peace to the community as it encourages laughter and creates fun among the people. The Jola people are known for their unique dance, where dancers adorned themselves with African costumes and dance in circles. The dance is accompanied by drummers, singers, and the sound of metal bells singers. However, the dances serves important social and spiritual functions, including protecting villagers from evil, coordinating communal work, and guiding young men during circumcision rituals. Jola dance is widely considered interesting and often described as a vibrant, high energy and captivating cultural experience. It is not for entertainment only, but deeply rooted in Jola cultural heritage and community life.
Certainly